What up, it's Chris from Laser Lemming, and I want to talk about some first-person shooters. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare is coming out this week. A couple weeks ago, we had Battlefield 1. A week later, EA, the publisher of Battlefield 1, which sold millions of copies, says, you know what? The market needs another first-person shooter. If you bought Battlefield 1, you are going to love Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 isn't doing so well in sales right now because it came out right after Battlefield 1, right before Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Great move, EA. This game was done. It would probably sell very well if it had released in January, February, March of next year. But not saddled right next or right in between two of the most popular first-person shooters of the industry. So Battlefield 1 is very recognizable. Call of Duty is very recognizable. Titanfall, the first Titanfall, which came out about 3 years ago, is not nearly as recognizable as EA would like it to be. So the game came out a few years ago. It was only on the Xbox and PC platforms. PlayStation players had nothing to go by. So the game is going to sell okay on the PS4, but you know, there's no history with those players unless they played it on another platform beforehand. So EA thinks, you know what, this is going to sell just fine. It's going to do just great. So Respawn, the developers, got kind of screwed. Respawn, incidentally, is comprised of the developers of the former Infinity Ward. Infinity Ward is a shell of itself. You know, they are developers of Infinite Warfare, but it's mostly not the same people, at least not the same key people. Those guys went on to make Titanfall. So I want to talk about some microtransactions. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Already, people that dislike the hell out of that first trailer, they are paying more money for the game than they would have initially paid for last year's game, because it's tied, Modern Warfare Remastered is tied to an $80 version of the game. You can't get the remaster without paying more money. So congrats Activision, you found a way to make a disliked game sell more and earn more. So not only do they make a ton of money off these people, the people that buy Call of Duty every single year, and a lot of those people buy the season pass for $50 every single year. That's already $110 before taxes. Add an extra $20, you're looking at $130 if you didn't buy some other super duper expensive special edition of the game. So let's say you're looking at $110 before tax. Now, they are really squeezing you on the microtransactions. They existed before, but these supply drops that you use with salvage points, all kinds of fake BS currency, fake currency that you see in mobile games, is making its way to your $60 game or your $80 game. So not only is Activision squeezing you for dollars, they're now squeezing you for every little dime you have left. And a lot of you are way too happy to oblige, because these supply drops are now supplying weapons. Weapons that have better stats than something you would have in the base game. And it's possible to earn these salvage points without giving Activision any extra money, but people have been doing the math. And if these people are right, you're going to be playing a lot to boost a gun that at the end of the day you think, who gives a shit? And the only reason people care, or the main reason people care, is because you want to win. And it's becoming a pay-to-win system. These guns are better. These guns that you can pay to improve or boost are much better than they are if you don't pay Activision more money. So they have better stats. So imagine you're playing Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. You have not spent a dime on microtransactions. No, you're not a fool. You only spent $80 on the base game with the remaster and $50 on the season pass, but you're no fool. So you're playing, right? And you're in Nuketown 50-50, whatever it is. You're playing the game, you spot some 10-year-old sucker in your crosshairs, and then he spots you. You start shooting. Oh, and you're hitting him. You're hitting him in the kneecap, the ankle, the elbow, right here in the jugular. What does he do? He pulls out his nuclear whatever the fuck. It's a gun that he spent a couple bucks on, real money, or he spent a couple of his mom's bucks. It doesn't matter. He spent real money on this thing. One shot, who cares? Hits you right in the bicep, and you're dead. That's the kind of stat difference I'm talking about here. And that makes it pay to win. And Activision has zero problem with that. Not at all. So if you are doing that, if you are paying to win, you are supporting this problem. And even if you're not, and you're buying the game, you're enjoying the game, but you're getting your ass handed to you by somebody who is paying to win, and you are aware of this problem, you are kind of supporting the problem. And I know it sucks. It sucks. It's not what you want, but that's the way it is right now. Now, Titanfall 2, not to get all up on this game's jock, but even though it's not selling nearly as well, there was a plan well before release that includes no season pass. At least as far as I know, no season pass. And the DLC, future maps, weapons, whatever, free. Free. Unheard of in 2016. Especially from a publisher like EA that really just sent this game out to die by sandwiching it in between two of the biggest shooters in the industry. So I would much rather support a game like this, personally, with my own biased opinion, or unbiased opinion. I'm completely unbiased. But with my own opinion, I enjoy the gameplay of Titanfall more than the current iterations of Call of Duty. Now, you might rationalize this shit in your head somehow by saying, you know what, I'm paying $80 of my money, really not for Infinite Warfare. And I've heard people say this. They say, I'm not really buying Infinite Warfare. I'm doing it to get Modern Warfare remastered. And I have to buy it now. I can't wait for Activision to eventually release it separately for $30 because, you know, the online community is going to die. Horseshit, because Call of Duty is still the most popular first-person shooter on the market, and the player bases on all of these games is still astronomically high. You can get on any Call of Duty game right now and find a player. That's how good it is. That's how strong the communities still are. So it's not a valid argument in my opinion, but I just wanted to point that out. So you got Battlefield 1 and you got Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Both operate on a very similar level. Both have a season pass, $60 game with a $50 season pass. And if you don't buy the season pass, if you don't buy the extra map separately somehow, you have a split player community. So there's a lot of people, even though there are a ton of people that fork over the money for this hand over fist every year, there are a lot of people that don't, which means as these new maps come out, these updates come out, it becomes harder for both sides to find players, to find matches. So as the game ages through a year's time before the next one, as it ages, it becomes harder to find a game for both people, even if you spent extra money. So you might be thrown into a game with a smaller player count, or you might wait a long time to get thrown into any game at all. And that just sucks. That really sucks, and I really hate that this is supported so much, and that something like this, that goes against everything the industry is pushing towards, is failing. And a big part of that is because EA decided to release it in between two of the biggest games in the industry. So EA is partly to blame, and the people are partly to blame. I mostly blame the publisher, though, because like I said, you know, Titanfall is not a well-known brand yet. It's not something that's just established and ingrained in people's heads. It's not in the zeitgeist. The original game was exclusive to the Xbox platforms and PC. It did okay in sales, did decent, but that's not something everybody is aware of, and it's just one game. Call of Duty didn't become the monolith it is in just one game. It didn't really start catching ground until Call of Duty 2, and then really after that, it really picked up steam with Modern Warfare. So that's where we are. I blame EA. I blame Activision for squeezing every penny, and I'm sure EA is looking at Activision, licking their chops, like, yeah, they know what's up. They know what's up. So look for something like that in future Battlefield games. Look for them to just figure out other ways to get you. I'm sure there's already in-game currency in Battlefield 1. Even Titanfall has it, and I sure hope microtransactions don't get added to Titanfall 2 because I'm enjoying the game so far. But these are my unbiased, rambling thoughts. Let me know yours. Which first-person shooter are you going to buy? Are you going to buy any of them? But if you do buy one, or even two, maybe three, but I want to know which one is most important to you right now. I have no dog in this fight other than really industry practices. There's different reasons to like all of these games. but there's different reasons to dislike them all too. So let me know your thoughts, comment section below. Subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll see you soon.